Welcome back to Southeast Asian Music Quarter 1, Lesson 3, Music of Thailand. For today's agenda, we're going to identify the different musical instruments in the Pipat and Sam, classify the different instruments in the Pipat and Sam, explore ways of producing sounds in a variety of sources that would simulate instruments being studied, and sing Thailand's folk song, Loy Gratong. So let's start. The Music of Thailand, Lesson 3. Thai music is a combination of different Asian influences. Its musical principles and elements are basically derived from Chinese music, while the Indian and Indonesian gong chimes and strings influence Thai's musical instruments. So I have here the map of Thailand. So as you can see in the picture, it is surrounded by different countries. So yung mga malalaking country na naka-influence ng Thai music were China, Indonesia, and India. So pwede nating masabi na nagkaroon ng exchange of culture between those countries, tapos inadapt na lang ng Thailand yon at nag-create ng sariling kanyang music. Thai folk music consists of simple melodic lines. The focus in their singing is more on the articulation of text than the style or technique. As you can see on the picture below, the Loy Loy Gratong, it has a simple melodic line. Later, ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano kantahin yung Loy Gratong. Singing melodies are often conceived as narratives. The singer can make improvisations to the lyrics to suit the given occasion. It can be sung in the high or low register with long or short duration. Thailand has different kinds of ensemble. So what do we mean by ensemble? It's a small group of musicians playing musical instruments together. So the Thailand has different kinds of ensemble. These are the Pipat ensemble, which is the most common and iconic of them all. The Kruweyang Sai and then the Mohori. Don't forget the three different kinds of ensemble. We have Pipat, Kruweyang Sai, and Mohori. The Pipat ensemble of Thailand. So pipat ensemble is an ensemble composed of woodwind and percussion instruments. So these are aerophones and idiophones and membranophones. It is usually performed to interpret the most sacred and high-class compositions of Thai classical repertoire. It is used to accompany kon. Kon is a Thai masked dance drama. Lakon, it's a classical dance, and shadow puppet theater. So, yung Pipat and Sam, it accompanies kon, lakon, and shadow puppet theater. It also performs during funerals and cremation ceremonies for Mon ethnic group. So, these are the instruments of the Pipat. The first one is Ranat Ek. It is a Thai percussion family that consists of 21 wooden bars suspended by cords over a boat-shaped throw resonator and struck by two mallets. It is used as a leading instrument in the pipat and sam. So the Ranat Ek plays the lead or the melody. Pinae. It is sounded by an unusual quadruple reed of baitan, a form of palm. So it has 6 holes, produce a range of 22 tones. So the 22 tones lang yung napoproduce na sound ng Pinay. Kong Wong Yai. The circle of gongs is a percussion instrument in which the musicians sit inside a ring of different toned gongs attached to a rattan base, while the Kong Wong Lek with its 18 gongs is smaller version. So yung Kong Wong Yai and Kong Wong Lek are the same. Ang difference lang nila is yung Kong Wong Lek is a smaller version of the Kong Wong Yai. It is played to provide the skeletal melody for the other instruments of the elaborate ensemble. Klong That. These are large barrel drums used in the classical music of Thailand, so they are usually played in a pair and provides the rhythm in Pipat and Sam. Let us now classify the instruments of the Pipat and Sam. We're still going to classify the instruments according to Hornbostel Sachs classification of instruments. So, do you still remember the categories of Hornbostel Sachs? So, let's find out. So, these are the categories of the Hornbostel Sachs classification of instruments. We have the aerophone, chordophone, idiophones, and of course the membranophones. So let us classify the instruments of the Pipat and Sam according to these categories. So for task number 1, you're going to classify the instruments of the Pipat and Sam. Write your answers in your notebook. Number 1, Ranat Ek. Number 2, Pinay. Number 2, Kong Wong Yai. Number 4, Kong Wong Lek. And number 5, Klong That. Remember to write the answers in your notebook. Identify it for lesson 3, task number 1. Okay, let's do some listening activities. For number 1, it's the Pipat and Sam. So you can use the YouTube link found in the description part of this video, or you can use the search tab and type Pipat and Sam. Okay? For number 2, it would be Loy Gratong. Of course, after listening, I want you to answer these guide questions in your notebook. This would be task number 2. For number 1, what can you say about the music of the Pipat and Sam? Number 2, what are the differences and similarities of the Pipat and Sam and the Gamelan Orchestra? And number 3, I want you to imitate one instrument from the Pipat and Sam. So, I want you to, as you imitate the sound of the instrument, I want you to record it, name the instrument, record it, and send it through Messenger. That would be your task number 3. So let us study now the folk song Loy Gratong. On the left side of your screen, you can see the musical sheet for Loy Loy Gratong. I just want you to follow the notes if it is going up, going down, or stationary. On the right side of the screen, you can see the Loy Gratong lyrics. So let's try to sing the song. I will sing first and then try to sing the song on the second verse or second try. One pen, duan sip song, ngam kunong tam taling, rau tang tai chaing, sa nuk kan ching wan loi gratong, loi loi gratong, loi loi gratong, loi gratong, kan leo, or cham dong theo ma ram wong wan loi gratong, ram wong wan loi gratong, bun ja sung hao rai suk chai, bun ja sung hai rau suk chai. Thank you for staying with me. So I want you to do task number one, number two, number three, and try to learn the song Loy Gratong. It would be our second song for Southeast Asian music. It will be included in the performance task this coming weeks. So I want you to take care. God bless and do the different tasks and pass it in the Google Classroom. Thank you.